LiDAR is just starting to really explode in the marketplace out there. Well, it's the largest conference in the world, so of course our company needs to be there, and my personal interest is to interact with our customers, to hear firsthand what their challenges are, what their opportunities are, and to be able to really get a finger on the pulse of the industry, because without doing that, then how do we know that we're going in the right direction? So I think it's very important for not only our salespeople, but our technical people and our management team to be interacting with our customers. Actually, this year was a challenge for us because we had too many things to talk about. We had new products in every one of our product categories. So maybe starting from the smallest to the largest, we re-entered the terrestrial market. We had been there for some time, but we had focused really on the other business lines, and we came back, I believe, very strongly with the Polaris product line, so the tripod-based scanners. The traditional quality, the high quality, high performance that Optech is known for, but at a very competitive price. And so we're expecting to be able to re-enter this market in a very strong way. Moving up from there, if you look at our Maverick product, which is again a very cost competitive mobile solution that is really geared towards the entry-level market, that may be price sensitive, that wants this kind of data but is not able or prepared to pay engineering grade, survey grade products. So that's the Maverick is the answer for that. Extremely compact, very quick, very easy to install, and at a very attractive price point. Going up from there, then on the mobile side, we've pushed the envelope again with our Lynx product line, where we introduced a 600 Hertz or 600 lines per second scanner, which is more than twice, in some cases 3 times, what our competitors are doing. So the idea is that we want to be able to increase the density in the direction of the vehicle, where it really is missing today. There's a lot of density along the lines, but not enough lines on the ground. So we want to help in that direction. And finally, on the airborne side, we're really happy to push the envelope again with the Galaxy, to increase the scanner speed, to be able to go head-to-head with the scanners that have 2 beams, and yet to have even more flexibility, more efficiency in variable terrain like the Galaxy, as well as the Eclipse, a low-priced, entry-level scanner that is fully autonomous, no operator needed, to make it very easy for people who want to get into the airborne market to do so at, again, a very attractive price point. The business has been very brisk at this show, a lot of interest, obviously, as I said, because I think people understand our focus has been how to help our customers do more for less. Our strategy really is focused around improving the efficiency of our scanners in a dramatic way so that our customers can reduce their operating costs. So on one side, being able to help them acquire sensors at a lower price, but much more importantly, be able for them to, on an ongoing basis, have much lower operating costs so that they can be more competitive based on our sensors, be more efficient, more productive. So we have developed a unified workflow called LMS, the LiDAR Mapping Suite. In fact, we just released the version 4.0. It's a workflow that handles both the LiDAR and the imagery in a unified workflow. So our customers really appreciate that because it's always been a struggle that you have to use so many software packages to get the work done. With LMS, all of that is regrouped under the hood under one package. And of course, we continue to work with other specialists downstream that have really focused application software. So our focus is to provide the highest quality point cloud and imagery up front, and then have the right partners downstream to be able to get an end-to-end solution. What we're seeing is that from our side, from the manufacturers, we're pushing more and more to provide homogeneous solutions that are fully integrated, but also at the back end, we're seeing whether it's GIS or CAD vendors coming upstream. And so what we're finding is that connection point is becoming easier and easier to actually bridge. We don't have the gaps that we used to have, but as always, we specialize in a certain area, and we don't want to be arrogant to think that we have the answer to everything. So it's a question of having the right partners in the right application verticals, integrate with them so that our customers have an end-to-end solution that is easy to use, that they don't have to, for example, open, close different packages, go into various folders. All the data flow is handled in a seamless, under-the-hood way. There is no doubt that if you look at LiDAR, for example, just maybe a couple of years ago or a few years ago, LiDAR was this niche, very specialized market. Today it has been completely democratized. Everybody has LiDAR. They're talking about putting LiDAR on phones even. So it's becoming a commodity from a technology perspective. So the adoption has grown tremendously. That has now enabled us to be able to really open up applications that until now were very, very arcane, very niche. So I believe that LiDAR is just starting to really explode in the marketplace out there. Large companies are using it, whether it's Google, Apple, and so forth. So what we have is really, we have an advantage in time that we have been there already for decades. In the case of Optech, it's been over 40 years that we've been in the LiDAR space. So going forward, what we want to be able to provide is, again, solutions that are tailored to specific applications, brand new applications. With Teledyne's help, we're now bringing new technologies to bear as well, provide integration options that didn't exist before. For example, infrared, fusion, and I'm not talking overlay, I'm talking real fusion between visible, infrared, multispectral. There's so many possibilities that we're just starting to explore now. Vegetation management, for example, with active multispectral sensors. The ability to integrate data at different scales as well. Teledyne is very active, for example, in space. Hyperspectral sensors, data collection from space, to be able to do large-scale change management, for example, and then focus in at our scale on the ground with more tailored, more specific solutions. So the ability to really handle from a very high scale to a very low level, have a complete spectrum of solutions, including the whole data management side that you mentioned earlier, the ability to have cloud solutions that process end-to-end, pay-per-use, so the ability to really tailor all these technologies to these new applications, to the needs of customers, no matter where they are and what they do. And of course, to be able to do it always more competitively and more efficiently. If you look at the history of Optech, Optech is the company that created many of these industries. We were the first ones with the airborne LiDAR terrain mapper, so much so that even the ALTM acronym is often used for airborne mapping as a whole. So we were the first there. We were the first with a mobile solution as well. So Optech has been already in this mode of creating industries. We're not going to stop that. Naturally, we want to keep looking for new applications, new opportunities. But at the same time, we have to protect our core business, because that's what funds our ability to go into these new markets. So the answer to your question is yes and yes. Of course, we need to continue to nurture and grow our core markets, but we will naturally go and explore and create new markets as well. One of the core components of smart cities is data, as you can imagine. So more and more we talk, for example, about autonomous vehicles. Well, there's two ways of handling that. You can have the vehicle completely autonomous without any prior knowledge. That's very complicated. It's a better approach is to have already a base map of the world around you, and then to handle the changes with respect to that base map at the vehicle level. Our company is the company that enables the large-scale data collection that creates these base maps. So we believe that we are a core player in this space. We're an enabler of many of these solutions of the future that, again, companies like Google, Apple, and the likes are bringing to the market.